Niggas Hate Facts, NA Chapter Podcast, episode, what is this, 12?
12? 12.
Back in this
12.
bitch.
12.
I'm in this bitch. Kyle, you in this bitch.
In this bitch.
Mill, you in this bitch.
You already know.
And Travonne is back in this bitch.
In this
What's up,
bitch.
Travonne?
I am Blessings in this bitch for the second go round of Toxicity, Volume 2.
Mm-hmm.
Prove her wrong.
You said I'm wrong?
Prove her wrong.
Wrong?
Wrong. Prove her wrong.
Yeah. I can't hear shit.
Bye. Get out of here.
But man, what's up with y'all, man? Everybody good? Everybody alive?
Yeah, man. We didn't go to the protest. We good.
No, but seriously, for the people who did go to the protest, I really
Right to it.
you guys go past it.
No. At your neck.
Yeah, they all on 2-week quarantine.
Yeah.
Hey, dog, you really gotta mentally like sit back and really think about the mental of some people, dog. Like to take they made it so, like, you know, I understand people going down there and shit, you know, trying to protest and do their part.
But why you saying trying? Hold on.
But when you go
trying to protest like they weren't protesting.
Yeah, they were protesting, man.
I mean, okay, you were we don't know what they were doing, but what I know is that when you pass your phone to someone and you pose for a picture down there, John, you're making it about you. You know what I'm saying?
It's history.
Shut up, nigga. No, it ain't.
It's
Nigga,
history, dog.
no, it's not, nigga.
All
No,
right.
it's not.
Okay.
Even if it is, when you sit, literally hand that camera off and say, "Hey, get this picture of," you're making it about you. You're posting on Instagram for people to know. Now, if you're taking pictures of what's going on, that's different. That's different. You're making it about what you're there for. But people was going down that joint making it a photo shoots, huh? You know, we know half them people. They ain't about shit.
But that's what people do, though, man.
Does it make it right?
It doesn't make it wrong.
But does it make it right? With that being said, you're right. It's not a bad thing. I guess it's not wrong, but it's worth bringing up. People have to understand the shit that they do sometimes, dog, and how phony it is. That niggas peep that shit. I'm not alone. There are a million people that feel the same way. Yeah, people turn this shit into goofy shit.
But do you ever think seeing someone else out there be like, oh, it make me want to go out there?
No, I don't want to be part of the goofy shit.
I think it's too. Oh, I agree with you, Jamel. I think sometimes it's necessary that, you know, if other people see that, you know, there are good people down there and they're doing things to protest and they're involved, I think it's more so a good thing to show it. And then that way, since we do kind of live in a bandwagon society, other people will feel more motivated to do something as well. So I think it's twofold. But like I said, we do live in a bandwagon society. So then other people who just jump on it for the photo shoot just to say I was there, and then they condemn you if you're not down there with them.
It's the African American Museum journey again. That was the hot spot for a few months to take your picture at.
Dog, the joint is still.
That's all it is.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Niggas hate facts.
And there you go. That's what we're here for, to give you the real shit.
See, people still go there though. They just don't.
I know that's a fact because I went there to take a picture. Niggas go there.
Hey, it is
but
what it is.
I'm not mad at that fact.
It
but
is.
No, I went there.
You know.
But no, I ain't gonna say I went. Well, yeah, I went there to take the pic.
Yeah.
But
you know,
what
was in there?
No, I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say you can't go there and not take a pic.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Maybe
just like going to the time.
I went and took a picture of the sign.
See,
that's what you did.
I didn't make it about me.
It's
the museum.
It's one of those things where, like they say, if you don't post it, it doesn't happen. So it's just kind of. I get what you're saying.
Niggas feel they need to validate.
Yeah,
and Mark, I've been here.
Everybody needs some sort of validation, you know.
Hey man, and then you're gonna risk the Rona for it too. Wild niggas, man.
Protest
going down there.
That's
Wild
worth
niggas.
risking the Rona for. Hey man, our ancestors was getting
okay. It is for the people that don't have kids.
We can risk a little cold.
For the people that don't have kids.
Man, if you ain't catch the Rona by now, you ain't catching it.
I mean,
What?
I think it's over.
There you go.
That's
If you ain't
irresponsible.
caught the Rona by now, you ain't catching it.
I did go out
That's
to eat on Saturday.
A lot of people.
You've been reckless this whole time, man. Nigga, this ain't shit for you, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. Like this,
You've been doing your thing, man.
Yes, indeed.
man. Ever since the
But
heat
you ain't got
wave-
no kids. You know what I'm saying? You risking killing yourself. That's cool.
but ever
Don't
since
hurt the
heat wave-
babies.
It don't matter.
But keep it real. Ever since the heat wave kicked in, it feel like that shit is gone.
It's
I ain't
gone.
gonna
It's
lie
not
to you.
But hold
it's
on.
not virus.
Didn't they say that the junk couldn't survive in 80 degrees?
Yeah, they said that.
I
That's
think
what I'm
Why
saying.
we haven't heard that? Why they stamped it like, nigga, we good. Go for
That's
it.
That's not true at all. I think y'all need to revisit your source. That's not true.
Oh,
No,
what-
we definitely heard
What's
that,
the
though.
fact on that, Travonne?
Travonne, we
Yeah,
heard that.
that might be a
check.
fact right there.
I
on
heard
the
that.
fact check.
80 degrees, yes, yes, indeed.
They said they couldn't live outside. Once it hit 80,
Just
start
like
dying
you
off.
freeze at 32 degrees. Oh yeah, bet.
Remember, they had the African Bama with the sheet over him with the boiling water, and it cured him. They lifted the joint up, and he could breathe and shit.
What?
Good. You ain't see the video?
No.
Yes, they put like some herbs in a pot and like put them over like a big ass blanket and had them inhaling the steam and shit. And they said that shit that cleared them because it was like 120 degrees. It killed off the bacteria and all that shit.
Okay, well, then why you didn't go down there to the protest then and risk catch?
I got kids, champ.
It don't
I
matter.
got kids. Nah, we ain't
Just
playing that game.
It can't exist at 80-degree weather, so why did you go down
Hey, this
Man, moving on, man. Look, you supposed to bring her on
Hey,
later
nigga
and shit.
Nigga hate that fat. Nigga hate that fat.
I ain't the test dummy now. Now, unless one of y'all go do it and show me that it works, I'll go. But nah, I ain't the test dummy. Damn that shit.
But but y'all jump right into it. I was kind of going to save that and get into but shit, I guess that ain't no current events. Niggas ain't talking about shit in the streets, but this. So
nah, it's some other shit, ain't it?
But no, it is one topic. It's kind of on topic too. I don't know. Well, y'all might be familiar with him, but it's a young dude. He in 9th grade. He like the rankings just came out the other day. He like ranked 3rd in the country. He from Cali, but he was talking about his name Mikey Williams. He talking about going to a HBCU. What you think, Kyle? I think he pandering to the moment, honestly, because for one, his talent
he ain't
level.
going to college.
Exactly.
He's not going to college.
Not going.
The NBA is definitely accepting
So
people.
I think it's just kind of like he pulling the Wale. He pandering to the black people right now.
Hey, on some real shit. Do you really want a Bama of his stature stepping foot on Delaware State's campus as a man? You know how, and this is no knock to our people, but I guess it is. Let me not even say that. Niggas will ruin niggas all day, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You put them in a nigga environment where, as the top star, we know when they go to these white schools, they ain't really got to do shit but go ball. So they're off the campus time. Or on campus time, they dealing with a bunch of either the basketball players or a bunch of whites and kind of niggas. You send them to an HBCU, dog, you could really fuck some of these kids' futures up. That's some real shit.
Travonne, you went to a HBCU, Bowie State. What you think? If
it's an HBCU.
Just imagine if a LeBron in our age group, if a LeBron James would have came to Bowie State, what you think would have happened?
Oh my God.
This is equivalent because he's like LeBron.
Oh.
He's equivalent to LeBron James of this day.
Come on, champ.
What you think would have happened if he would have went to Bowie State?
I think he would have had the DC curse like all our teams do. You know, like whenever
not necessarily just because it's Bowie State. I mean, say whatever.
I'll wait. You asked me the question.
My bad.
You sure you weren't drinking?
I'm ready. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, you know how it's like when people come to a Washington, D.C. sports team, we talk about how, it's not going to work for them because they're going to be in the clubs and they're going to be in the streets and it's too much. It's too many distractions. I feel like it will probably be the same. There will be a lot of distractions at HBCUs, but I feel like it's going to be a lot of distractions at HBCUs because it's not a norm. They're not.
Yeah, especially off the break. Mm-hmm.
Right. So once it becomes a normal thing, I think it will die down. I think, the guinea pigs. But, I don't know what's going to happen with this young man. If he decides to go to an HBCU, it can go either way. But
He's only there for what, 5 months? He's going to
Yeah,
leave.
6 months. That's all they do. You know.
Lim Bias was snorting coke at Maryland, B.
Man,
Nigga, what you think nigga gonna do at Bowie State, nigga? Women, drugs, partying.
definitely gonna have all
He
the.
probably is not doing cocaine at Bowie State, Joe.
Maryland is not an HBCU.
No,
Yeah,
he
that's
said
my
he
point.
said that
It's gonna
Bias
get
was
worse.
doing coke.
Yeah,
And
he died of that shit.
Okay, so I mean, then that gives you the same opportunity then. So I mean, if he went to a, what is it, PW, what is it? Predominant
PWI.
institution, PWI, and it still happened with him, then that means it has the propensity to happen anywhere.
But
Not just that.
I think
Yeah,
it can
let's-
work though, but it don't necessarily have to be Bowie State because what Bowie State is like D2, right? That's not.
But it don't matter,
That's
Doug.
not-
Any of them joints.
It
Any
can
of them
happen
joints,
though. I
dog.
think he can. I think for one, for basketball, I said it all. It don't matter. He can go to a D3 school and still be top 10 the following year in the NBA, just because basketball players like they're stars from.
Improve none.
Like I say, he's already a star. He's in ninth grade.
None, Kyle.
You know
Improve
what I'm saying?
none.
You don't, and
Yeah.
in basketball, you don't need other players on your team to be good. Like
But
football,
you got to have some competition. He won't have no competition.
No
but
comment.
he'll go
What
there
are
and
we
average
doing
50.
here?
So,
Dog, why go out there average 50, risk yourself getting
no,
hurt
I'm not
against
saying
these
no.
bums? I'm not
Y'all
going
missing the
out there.
point. I agree with y'all on that. Y'all missing the point.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
saying that. I know, of
Sorry.
course, the competition level will be worse than what it is in D1. What I'm saying is, people only go to college because they have to. He doesn't even have to go there. So that's what I'm saying. It don't matter what school he go to because he's already considered. He can go, like Kyle said the other day, he can go top 5 in the
Right
NBA
now.
draft right now. He's
Right
in
now.
ninth grade. You know what I'm saying? So college don't matter. Football is a different story because you rely on your teammates more for you to be good. Like you're a running back, you're gonna need a decent line so you can rush for over 1,000 yards. You're a quarterback, if you're receiving some shit, you ain't throwing for 3,000. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Basketball,
Yeah.
your whole team could be some shit. You can average 50. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. You
But
know
let's be real. All this talk, nigga, that shit
yeah,
will
like I
die
said,
off.
but back to the original point, he's pandering to the black, to the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah,
He'll be at Kentucky
like
Man,
everybody else and
he'll be in the
shit.
G
like
League.
everybody else.
By the
Hey,
time
yeah,
he gets
let me-
to 12th grade, he's not gonna have to go to. You're not even gonna have to go to college back no more because they're already stopping it. Like the top
Yeah,
two.
the Bama's going to G League.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all something, man. Off topic, but all right. So I understand the support the black business stuff, but after a while,
Oh,
yeah,
let me pause. Hold, pause. Supporting
Yeah.
black business. I got to shout my cousin out.
oh shit.
Hey, supporting black business.
Or Kyle say his ignorant shit.
Yeah, off the hustle.
What's
You
the
know?
name of it? What's the name of the
Off
brand?
the hustle. Off the hustle.
Off the
Off
hustle.
the hustle.
Yeah,
All
off the
right.
hustle. But go ahead.
Yeah.
he about to shit on.
Nah, support black business, but yo, that
Mhm.
shit is starting to be sound like it's begging at this point, dog. Do y'all get the feeling of that shit? It's like people are using this shit as like sympathy, like nigga.
Nah, I think
This-
people just taking advantage of the moment.
Somebody got to sell something.
My
And
nigga,
you might as well.
we know what certain people got. You know, we don't need to be reminded. Support. So now, like, it's like damn near like you feel guilty for going to the regular stores at this point or not supporting the black business. Yeah.
I don't.
You know.
But on the flip side,
There's a people like Facebook, Instagram with their rants about if you're not supporting black business, if you're not doing this. And it's
They're
like,
just
nigga,
advocates, dog. They're just
but
advocates.
think about it like this, because in a sense, we're a business. So if somebody said, name your top 5 black or put me onto some black-owned podcasts or black podcasts, you'll be right there. I know you'll be under that motherfucker. NHF the podcast. Nigga, we in the fucking group on Facebook, black, what was it? Black podcast or some shit. Nigga. So it's just same thing with business. If
did we
somebody
post anything about support black business? This is what I'm talking about, nigga.
I mean,
I ain't saying
what I'm saying
don't push your brand. I'm talking about the post about support black
Doug
business.
did go left with
Black-
that.
Yeah, dog. I'm not talking about personal shit. I understand.
It's
I
not,
understand.
it's not the same thing. We would want some.
No,
We would
no.
want. This is essentially our.
But
If we
Doug,
gotta
but
get an
Doug.
LLC, this is a business. So you want people to support us, just like people want their clothes.
So guess what? So guess what? We're saying NHF the podcast. I'm talking about the people that are saying, nigga, support black business. Do you see the difference? I'm not.
But
I
what
understand. Like if Shar puts up mounting for Morgan. Okay, I get that. Repeat that shit. I'm talking about the people that keep talking about support black business with your rants about why we should support black business.
I went in on that on last episode.
Yeah,
You know?
and then
Okay, we get it. Let me get y'all together. I think you should support Black businesses. Like, you really should, because it's the only way that we can fight systematic oppression. So if we support our own, then we have the ability to build up our own and build up out of systematic oppression. I mean, we're not just fighting for one incident that happened. If you think that we're down here protesting just this one incident and then that's it, then everything will be, unicorns and rainbows, then you're sadly mistaken. There are a lot of other issues that we need to tackle. And I do think that supporting Black businesses are one way that we can build up out and climb up out of systematic oppression. So why not support?
Man, I like supporting Black businesses, but sometimes the price just be a little too high for me sometimes. So,
but Mel,
I go down the street and they get me out the way.
Mel, break it down. Break it down for them. Explain the difference in dealing with the situation that you had from dealing with the regular company to the Black business. Go for it. And this is what you find a lot of the time. But go ahead.
So I need my AC unit fixed. So I already knew what the price was going to be, but I just wanted to support a Black business. So a guy come out, and because my regular guy couldn't make it, so another guy come out, and
shout out to McMurray's Heating and AC.
Yeah, it's not him. Yeah, shout out to him. Yeah. So another guy come out and they wax me. They try to charge me $450 for some Freon. Right. I call somebody else. They say, yeah, we can fix the job and we'll throw in the Freon for free.
And what was the price on that? What was the price on that?
That was $60.
If you know anything about business, then you have to understand that some companies do have the ability to mark down stuff because they are larger companies, whereas in smaller companies might not have the ability to mark down their prices that way. I mean, you just got to shop around, but not all Black businesses fall into that. That's what we're saying. I'm not asking you to go out here and pay an astronomical price on something that you normally wouldn't pay, but that's where you got to do your research. If there is just one Black HVAC out, no, you need to do. You just got to do your research and shop around a little bit. So
one bad nigga, they're all bad, nigga.
Yeah, your guys. But again,
fuck that. I ain't calling another one out here. They just try to fuck me over the first time, dog. We're not doing that again. Get Sam in here, whoever, dog.
It starts within our community first. Yes, it's sometimes you might run into a situation where your service isn't that great. Well, I've run into a situation where my service wasn't that great at Chick-fil-A, believe it or not.
Never.
It is.
Ever say that? It's impossible.
Nigga said,
it's you. Look at you. It's you.
Go on Facebook and look at the Chick-fil-A in Largo at the Boulevard. Look at that. That's just one Chick-fil-A though. So you're not gonna cancel out all Chick-fil-A's. So you just got to do your research, and it might not be the first person that you call that you would go with.
Yeah,
I mean, with any company, you should try to shop around. But yeah, bigger name companies will have the ability to give you a better price because they have more customers.
Well, I had a business. I had a business at one point, and it was a small business, but I also had to look at what the bigger companies was charging because I knew, nigga, if my shit was higher or the same, most likely a nigga go with the larger company. You got to take those L's as a businessman to build your shit up to where you can make those type of joints. You can't be out here charging people. He was talking, $300 and something more dollars. Like, we don't know Mel's pockets. He got a wedding coming up.
But what if
you just got him?
But like you said, you got to build your shit up. What if he did build his shit up and that's what he's at now? To play devil's advocate.
I mean, he was just out of my price range. That's it. He's out of my price range.
So you just like all Black companies just because that one business was out of your price range?
Oh, I'm not. I always shop Black, but I just went with somebody else on them.
Okay, and that's it. You do. You go with somebody else, and it might not always be a Black person. I just feel like, again, you should still try to support a Black business when you can.
Yeah, I agree.
If we're going to build, like we can sit here and we can argue all day long about police brutality and how we don't want police brutality to happen, and that's a very important issue. Don't get me wrong. That is a very important issue that we should be arguing, but we also need to work on the other issues. There are also other issues within the Black community that we need to focus on, and that is one of them: economic oppression. So if you're going to be like, oh, well, I'm not going to shop. Why I got to shop with the Black people? Or why I mean, you just as much as the problem as it is the system. Because if you're not going to work to, what's the problem? What?
Hold on. How the hell am I, or no, let me not even say I, because there are Black businesses that I do support. But how is somebody the problem if they decide not to spend their money in the Black community? Why is that a problem?
Because you're not helping the Black community overcome systematic oppression.
My nigga, everybody is entitled to have to take care of one thing, them and their family.
You're right.
Not save the Black community at the same time, dog.
You're helping.
So you feel you're one of those people that believes that you should just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Yes. Okay.
What?
So
what?
You gotta pick up a history book, baby.
What are you talking about? Pull some bootstraps. What you talking about?
So basically, just get it how you live.
Basically, you're not worried about anybody else but yourself.
Selfish.
That's it. Like you are your own person, and you have to do what you need to do for yourself. That's not my issue. That's not my problem. It is what it is. And if you go out here and you get beat up by the police, that's your problem. I'm gonna step over. I'm gonna keep going because I gotta worry about what I got going on at home and my family, and that's it.
That's definitely you, because you pretty much said that. Like,
I was waiting for it to finish to be like, is that a problem? Honestly, whoa.
Yeah, it is a problem.
So I go out here now. You took it a step further with the people getting beat up and shit by the cops or whatever. So if I see a nigga getting beat up, I have to jump in and intervene and stop
That's
it.
not it.
Then hold on. If you're not going to do that, then what the hell is you out here stomping through the streets going to do? I'd rather you come save a nigga, literally.
Something you can't sit here and say that it hasn't done anything. Did you look at
it's definitely done a lot.
I didn't say that it didn't do anything. That's not what I said.
You just said, what is that going to do? It has done something.
Okay. But you're going to do that to help. What has it done? Okay, they painted the streets. They named the street. What else? What else? No, hold on. I'm going through the list. Travonne, I'm going through the list. I'm going through the list.
Okay.
They did some other shit, right? What else? Like what? Like what? Give me some what have they done?
Black History, the Black Lives Matter Plaza.
It's not just that.
Yeah, what exactly, man? What else have they done?
Y'all have to look at, did you not know the council met to reform police reform in DC? Did you not know that?
What is the police reform?
They have barred out any chokehold, any type of chokehold. They have barred that. You cannot do that at all.
Okay.
They have worked on. Go ahead, Kyle.
That's good. That's what's up. They have barred the chokehold, nigga. They barred shooting motherfuckers too, but they still do it. Like they can put all these things in place. It's still going to happen.
They
haven't barred shooting people. That's the thing. They have not barred shooting people. First of all, you have to understand that each jurisdiction is different. That's where you have to start. You have to understand that every jurisdiction is different. So what might be allowed in Minneapolis may not be allowed in DC. That's where you have to start. So you can't say, they barred that, because what may not be legal here may be legal elsewhere. So you have to start there. Just like they're trying to defund the police in Minneapolis and just take away their police department altogether. They're not going to do that here in DC. So again,
they're about to take the police.
We'll get to that. That's a topic. We'll get to that. Go ahead. Keep it going.
And see, and I am not trying to be dismissive by any means, but it is hard to have a conversation with someone who hasn't really thoroughly researched their
Who you talking about?
So I'm gonna pay this conversation.
Who you talking about?
I'm gonna slide it over to the next step, and we're gonna keep it moving.
Man, yeah, because this is not the political episode, dog. I wasn't prepared for this tonight.
So we're gonna pay this. We might have to scrap this whole little section.
No, we're not. You're gonna take this to the streets. God damn it. I don't give a goddamn, boy. I feel how I feel, man.
We know. Angry man.
Angry man. Hate everything. What is up with my lightning, B?
What else y'all got, though, before we get into the main topic?
Nothing. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, it's all every topic is related to something black now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm tired of it. Let's move on.
Support black businesses, people.
Or off the hustle.
Definitely, just don't beg. Just don't beg. Definitely support black business. Don't beg.
And like I said last episode, if you're gonna support black businesses or scream it, put some title better be on your phone. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Hey, title got a they got what do you call it? Like the family plan joints?
Like I don't know.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I'm switching title soon, but I just pay my Apple bill, so I gotta wait a month.
Man, you don't get that $9.99. You gonna spend that on some glizzies? You spend $10 on glizzies at 7-Eleven.
Is this podcast on title? Can I find this?
No, you know what? I saw your comment. You can't. They not hip in the podcast streets yet. They only got like 5 podcasts on that joint.
Oh, title put us on title.
Yeah. Title ain't even supporting black businesses. Hey, title ain't even supporting black businesses. Come on, man. Get out of here, dude.
No bullshit.
Damn, good one, Kyle.
Yeah, hey. Keep an Apple, Apple got us lit. We good. Numbers looking good. That's good.
But yeah, so but now we the main reason Travonne is back, the streets was calling for. Was the streets calling for? I don't know, but
streets was looking for.
They definitely said that was one of our better episodes, but we had already decided that we were going to do a volume 2 because we didn't even get to half the shit we was trying to get to. But, we looked up and we was over an hour. So, that was definitely saying there was some good conversation going on. But like I said, we left out a lot of shit. So who wanna start it off with Toxicity Volume 2? What's one thing we didn't get to?
I'm scared to talk.
Well,
ladies first.
Yeah, I'm scared to talk.
She ain't scared to talk.
Hell no, she ready.
Well, I went back and I listened to the episode, and there were a lot of things that we didn't touch on, and then there were a lot of things that I could have touched on while we were within the episode, but I kind of let the conversation be very organic and I let it go. But I'm ready for y'all today. I got a phone to pick with each one of y'all.
Oh.
Go first, but
let's see. Ho.
Let Jamel go.
Without further ado. Yeah, hold on. Without further ado, Toxicity Volume 2, bars.
But unless someone else has anything,
go for it.
Cause I got some shit.
Travonne, I did like your picture today, so that was a nice picture.
Thank you.
I ain't like that shit.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter.
Black pictures don't matter.
Black pictures don't.
Yeah.
Black mixed with black. That's what I.
That's what she said.
That was a toxic post, though.
How is that a toxic post?
Trapping.
What you say?
Trap.
Explain.
That's what niggas can't even like sometimes. They just gotta scroll past them.
No. This is
it's a trap.
See, I told y'all that volume. I told y'all that episode 1. I was like, man, there's certain pictures you be wanting to like, but you can't even like.
You can't even like the jump. Like, man, nah, man.
They might misconstrue it. You might just be showing it out of love because that's your post.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. You like, hold up, look at this thirsty nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So certain shit you just gotta keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Really? Like, yeah, I like it, but
you can like.
He like it, but he don't like it. You know what I mean?
I like it, but I don't.
You can't hold everything.
Come on, Travonne, what you got, man? Go with Mel first. Get Mel out of the way. Because I'm interested to hear what you got a rebuttal against him. What do you say?
Oh, because Mel like to, he like to say little stuff that you don't really catch. You got to sit back.
He definitely be agreeing with niggas and shit.
Exactly. However, I didn't want to move before Doug because Doug did say he had something. So if you wanted to bring it
up. Go ahead. I want you to start it. My joint, I can slide in, Paul.
Whoa.
No, we're not doing that. We're going to have a nice streamline.
Go ahead. You said you had it.
Because when you try to slide stuff in, then I'm going to have to come back and I'm going to have to address you. And then
all right. So all I had was toxic. And Mel, you need to learn how to say the word toxic. Because when I was listening back, you was like, it's toxic. Like, what? Like, what the fuck did this nigga say?
I can't say all words, Hey, man,
just say the T word. But anyway, one thing that I didn't get to that I had down as a toxic trait is men and women both being side niggas and side bitches or side chicks, whatever you want to call it. That's very toxic. It's very toxic.
Only when you say you love them.
What? No, you're the side. No, I'm not talking about you having the side. I'm talking about being the side. Being the macaroni, not providing the macaroni.
Being the macaroni, Nick.
You know what I'm saying? So that's very toxic. But like I'm not gonna say I enjoy it, but it's a benefit out of it because it's like you don't have to commit to that person because they already got somebody. You know what I'm saying? So in instances where I've done it, like you got whoever. You know what I'm saying? So I know you ain't trying to do nothing with me. All I want to do is certain, A, B, and C. You already got that. Everything else, dates and quality time, all that, you getting that from whoever your main is. That's not my problem.
Who are you referring to? You talking about the
No, I'm just talking about that in general. That's a toxic trait that I admit that I have. You know what I'm saying? But
of you being the side person?
Yeah. I know it's not just me. It's other motherfuckers out there.
But hold on, that doesn't make you toxic.
Yeah, it do.
No, it don't.
I think it makes me toxic.
It'd be her.
For one, I should want more for myself.
That's right, young
You definitely should want more for yourself.
I should want more for myself.
You are a king.
But it's convenient. It's convenient.
Black Lives Matter, my man.
Convenient. You don't be wanting to deal with these motherfuckers from every day. You know what I'm saying? Like you just be wanting, hey, they hit you on a random Tuesday.
Yeah, you Bill Bellamy.
How to be a player.
Yeah.
But it's not just men, it's women too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Ron, what you got to say about that?
Like I said, I just wanted to know what makes it toxic and who is the one that is toxic in that situation. Is it the person who actually has the relationship, or is it the person outside of the relationship? Because one could argue, let's play devil's advocate, one could argue that I don't owe your significant other anything. That's a relationship.
That's a great
you, your significant other, have. I don't owe that person anything. Right. So not a toxic one because I choose.
You're not doing nothing wrong.
That I just.
So what you're saying is, hypothetically, I'm not a toxic person when I was in those situations.
No.
I feel better about myself. Man. Thank you, Travonne.
Okay, good job.
Well, you said you enjoyed that situation because there wasn't the restraint or there wasn't like the obligation to have to take them out and to have to do that. Okay, cool. Were you in that situation saying, "Oh, I want to be with you"? And so if you didn't go into that situation and you didn't leave the person on saying, "Oh, I want to be with you," and you know that you don't want to have that obligation of going out and doing the motions, you just want to have a sexual relationship and that's it, then how is that really toxic? I mean, you don't want to be in a relationship. I think that's pretty responsible.
Yeah, but I've also had situations where the other person wanted that. You know what I'm saying? They had something, but when they was ready to get up and leave.
You got all the details.
I mean, nigga, this is the
that shit happens.
Streets know I used to be a savage, I used to be a savage.
You never fully get out the game, B.
This is in my 20s. I'm talking about in my 20s. You know what I'm saying?
Once a savage, always a savage, man.
I'm pushing 40 right now. You know what I'm saying? But no, like in certain situations, joint, that sound old as fuck.
Yeah, God, nigga said pushing 40, nigga.
That's 3 years removed, but damn. But anyway, but yeah, like certain motherfuckers, man, they want to, leave whoever they with.
No, Doug, that you're not toxic, bro.
Yeah, that's not a toxic.
Hold on, and not in that situation.
I'm speaking for me and my other side nigga brothers out here in the streets because it's not just me.
Hey, y'all are not toxic, guys.
You're not toxic, not at all.
I'm using me as an example for the ratings.
20-year-old Doug.
20.
That's just the bonus in life. You know what I mean? You ain't got to deal with stress.
He got that out the way, Travonne. Let's rock.
Wait a minute. Let me address that real quick. So. I think at that point, you need to have a conversation. You need to be an adult and have the conversation. You're not toxic until you intentionally don't have that conversation or you intentionally say, well, okay, yeah, when you leave him, yeah, we're going to be together and you leave that person on. Otherwise, I mean, like I said, playing devil's advocate, I think it's pretty responsible that you go into the situation. You're like, okay, you already have your situation over here. I just want a casual sexual relationship and that's it. Because getting into a relationship with someone and you really don't want to be in a monogamous situation, So then you're just leading that person on, and then you end up cheating, and then you end up hurting the person. That's toxic because the intent was already to go into it just leading them on, even though you had no real intentions on being faithful.
Can you
toxic.
can you deal with someone and y'all can hang out, y'all can go to the bar or whatever, and like generally just be cool, and it may never come up that about a relationship. Is that something that, like, I don't know, is that something that can happen? Do people do that shit?
What, like a platonic friendship with a
no, hell no. Platonic as in what? Non-sexual?
Yeah.
No sex is involved. Fuck no.
Okay. So you mean like a person that you just having like a casual sexual relationship with?
Yeah, but y'all might hang out and shit.
You're gonna end up liking them.
Yeah, I might go to the bar or some, it ain't like y'all spend Valentine's Day together. Or you do that too. Or is that what you talking about?
Nah, hell no.
It's like some, man, let's go out to drink before we fuck. Some shit like that. That's what you talking about?
Pretty much. Let's just not fuck. Let's go somewhere first. You know what I'm saying? But it don't seem like that shit happens. It's either one or the other. It's either you go 100% forward.
Because the chick will end up liking y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I gotta be just a chick. Don't do that.
Oh man, niggas don't do that shit.
You met the nigga.
You gotta convince us. Y'all gotta convince us.
Don't bite your tongue on this show, Travonne. You met the niggas that what?
Mm-hmm. Well.
Anyway, so I believe that it can happen, but the time is what really makes a person like you. I think the time invested is not the sex. Like most of the time people think that it's the sex. It's not the sex. It's everything you do before and after.
Yeah, right.
Really makes you like a person. So it's doable, but I think it's hard because somebody along the way is going to start to have feelings. So it is very cool.
Women always ruin a good damn thing. It's goddamn true.
Hold up real quick.
It's not always the woman.
Always the woman.
Let's flip it though. Let's flip it. Now say somebody's in a relationship. Now, and they have a side person, but the reason they have a side person is because they're not something is lacking in that relationship. Maybe the sex, maybe the quality time, maybe just the emotional connection is gone or something. But they haven't left that relationship, but they already pursuing something on I ain't gonna say pursuing it, but they got something. Whatever they're missing in that relationship, they're getting it from that side person. Now, is that toxic?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, nigga. Hell yeah, you ask some questions you know the answer to, nigga. Travonne, on you. Hell yeah, nigga.
But who's it toxic to, though?
The person who's cheating
to them damn selves. Shit, at that point, you gotta be good, man. You gotta be good with your cheating, B. You can't be out here sloppy, man.
Okay,
no, I didn't say they got caught. I'm just saying, is that toxic? The situation is in it. Is that situation toxic? And would you blame that person? Because and say for instance, somebody say, you don't spend enough time with me, quality time, blah, blah, blah. And they tell that person this, and the person just continues to do whatever they're doing, not putting in the quality time. So then she or he goes out and gets somebody else and they fill that void for them. You know what I'm saying? Is that still toxic? Because you told the person and they still didn't.
The other person cheating too then if they're not spending time together.
It's
not necessarily. Some people just don't do that.
Good thinking, man. But no, it's a fact. I mean, in some situations, yeah, but what you sound like, Doug, is like you're making an excuse for.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's all it is. It is what it is. I understand. I know you're not coming from the sensitive side.
Listen,
you're just making an excuse.
We are too old for that. If you are in a situation and you attempt to rectify that situation, you come to your partner like, hey, this is what I need from you, XYZ, and you give your partner, you allot them the time to fix it or do it, and it doesn't happen, then at that point, you know that your relationship is pretty much over. That's not where you need to be. We are too old to be staying in situations that we don't need to be in and don't want to be in. All that sneaking out, doing this, doing that. The problem is with you men. Because the problem is y'all act like y'all scared to be by yourself. It's like y'all gotta have a replacement before you get back out there, or before
that's not it.
Situation.
That's not it. No, it's not.
It is. Because if you aren't happy in a situation, then why not just get up and leave? You already tried to work on it. You say that she hasn't. You talked to her. You said that she hasn't conformed or she hasn't changed. So why are you still there? You are responsible for your own happiness. Can't nobody else make you happy. You make you happy. So at that point, you need to get up and you need to leave. We're too old for that. We are way
you
too
can
old.
just
Lying and flipping and sliding here and doing all of that. For what? If you know you don't want to be there, then leave.
They're home.
Because you just hold on and play on the other side. That's all. You just keep them around. Huh?
I think people be holding out for hope and shit.
Yeah.
Hope.
And then you play on the side and shit.
By the time you had that conversation, that hope is gone.
Okay.
Or the love of the game, man.
Get out of here.
Sometimes it's the love of the game, man.
It's hard for niggas to leave the streets alone.
Women just take care of men.
Is that childish? That ain't childish.
That's the love of the game. That's childish. At your big ass grown age of 36 and 37.
Oh, we're not talking about us. We're not talking about us.
Men in general.
Don't personalize this.
In general.
Yeah, we just speaking in general.
Yo, big ass grown.
Yeah, your big ass grown ass age.
Your big ass grown age. If you listen to the podcast, you need to be between the ages of 30 and 40, okay?
Big ass grown age.
Age of 30 and 40.
Yes, ma'am.
You do not need to be playing games. Mm-hmm. No. If you want to play the game, be single. It's a whole lot of games you can play as single.
There's no games. That's
pickup
ball. That's pickup ball.
You said that's pickup ball.
The real game is when you juggling for real. That's the game, man.
What do you get out of that?
Variety.
Yeah.
You can have variety when you're single again, and you don't have to play the game. What do you get out of playing the game?
I don't know because I don't do it. So I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Like your adrenaline rush.
You're asking the wrong person. I don't know.
The thrill.
It got to be the thrill.
It's the chase and the conquer.
Yeah,
like you all are the chase. Like you're the prize. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing better than
it's like winning a teddy bear at the carnival. Like after sinking the
you get a dub. A W.
I still got my jumper. That's all.
And sometimes you got to step on the court and shoot.
But we're not talking about us again.
We're not talking about us.
Talking about niggas that
I understand where niggas come from with it.
I hope that. I hope y'all ain't talking about y'all because Jamel, get your ass beat when you step up this podcast.
Definitely not talking about Jamel.
Right.
Definitely not talking about Jamel.
Let's get off of this anyway. What else we got? Toxicity. I can't even say it now. You fucking made me nervous.
What you nervous for? You scared your girl?
The toxicity.
Toxicity.
Just say the T word, Jamel. But what else, Travonne? You was talking about it was a post that you saw, and that was one of the main reasons you wanted to come on and sing. We didn't get to it last time, but it was like a post asking, why do y'all think y'all single or something? Did you know?
No, it was a post on we have a mutual friend. And
on like gunshots, because she definitely was sending shots at him.
I was not. And the question on the post was if my recollection is vague, but it was something to the fact of, or what did it say? It was something like, without blaming men, why give a reason why so many women are single?
Oh yeah, that was it.
And I'm like,
nah, you said bitch. That's what you said to me on the phone. You wasn't calling. You was talking to the person who posted that.
Let me. I don't need you to paraphrase. I can say what I said.
You try to be on nice about it.
Normally, I don't reply or respond or even engage in these type of posts because you get into a war with people on the internet, and the internet always wins. I tell you that.
Right.
I don't have time to go back and forth. So normally I don't say much, but this time I did actually comment. I didn't really go into depth of what I really felt, but I did comment, and then I read a couple of the comments that kind of pissed me off, which is why I got off it. But the first thing I did say when I read it, I said, bitch, because we want to be fucking. Like, what you're not going to do is sit up there and act like a woman being single is a fucking scarlet letter. Like, no. Like, just like niggas are single, why are there so many niggas single? I mean, shit, you can say the same thing. Don't you?
Y'all ain't shit.
It's a problem for women to be single, like it's a disproportionate amount of black men going to jail. Now, that's a problem. Women being single is not a problem. Like, if we want to be single, let us be single. Period. That's the answer. However, when I looked at the post, I was kind of astonished at some of these women and the things that they said. And I'm like, really? Y'all really?
What were they saying?
Like one female in particular, she brought up, what did she say? She said something about because women don't know how to submit. Now that kind of really took me over because I think a lot of people don't understand the meaning of words. And y'all need to understand it. And we ain't talking about like Urban Dictionary. I'm talking Webster. You really need to understand the meaning of words because when it comes to submission versus partnership, a woman shouldn't have to submit. You should want a woman to have a partnership with, not to submit, because there is a difference. Because when you talk about submit, you're talking about being the male being the dominant person and being superior to their woman. I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with a man who feels like he should be superior to me. If anything, I feel like we should be in a partnership. Like, it's just like if you go into a business with another person, it's a partnership. Marriage, I can't speak on marriage to a certain degree because I haven't been married. Cal, you can kind of chime in. But when you go into a marriage, from my understanding, it's a partnership. Everybody puts forth effort into this. It's not just, oh, I'm going to submit to you and you control everything. So I was a little in my feelings when I saw that because I'm like, that's why we have so many divorces. So if you want to talk about something being wrong, let's not talk about women being single. Let's talk about the amount of divorces that we have, especially if you look at our age group. There's no shade to nobody. Don't come in my DMs with the foolishness because I will read you down.
Come to mine.
Now go to the joints.
Our friends, if you look around, a lot of them that got married within like the last 5 years, those marriages only lasted 3 years. Those marriages only lasted 2 years. Those marriages only lasted 5 years, and that's it. So, and I'm not trying, and again, I'm not trying to come from you, but we have to look at, well, what is the problem? So don't just sit up here and act like, oh, we the scarlet letter. We got to wear the scarlet letter because we choose to be single women. Because at the end of the day, it's a choice. I'm single because I choose to be.
Be tripping too, though.
But see, that'll be a case by case basis. Maybe you, but a lot of these joints want somebody.
You can want somebody, but again, you still choose to be single.
No,
you still choose to be
single.
single.
Is choosing to be without you.
What do you mean want somebody?
I think they're not getting chose.
Think all these. You think these women don't be on Instagram posting them pictures? They know what they be doing. They look.
They're just not getting chose.
Youngins is trying to get chose, champ. They just not getting chose. Maybe you're not choosable.
Man, I think all joints be getting chose because niggas don't be having no morals. Like the worst joint you can find on your Instagram page probably got somebody in her DMs and she probably just don't want that motherfucker.
Absolutely.
Yeah, true.
Because they probably got another chick too, though.
But what about to say? What are they jumping in the DMs for? To marry him or to get the drugs?
Right. You never know. Like when you jump in back in your day when you jumped in, I don't even know. Well, DMs. Yeah, back in your day.
Yeah, let's go.
Nigga, did you jump in DMs just saying, "Hey, I want the drawers off the break"? Hell no. You gonna say some whatever.
You gonna buy cheesecake. You gonna buy rose?
Nah, he went all out. He went all out for that one.
You gonna spit some Drake lyrics too.
First of all, that was her birthday. Act like it was a random Tuesday.
But you still ain't get you ain't get the draws before that. That was a lot to not have gotten the draws.
Yeah, but it, had to.
That was a lot, B. You went all out. You went all out for the draws.
I'd do it again. But anyway. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, it's not even, just think about it, man. You be saying some of the most terrible joints got kids. It's like, who hit that?
Yeah, they just got the nigga.
There's somebody for everybody.
You caught them slipping. That's it. But they're not getting chose at the end of the day.
See, they're not getting chosen permanently, should we say?
Yeah, permanently. Yeah, nobody wants to actually build with you.
Why do y'all think
we're not
that?
building?
Because we
lied to you.
Because we know.
Whoever stop lying to each other. Because it's all here. Y'all lie to each other. You keep saying that, no, it's just because they're not getting chose. That's not necessarily the truth. I can get chose all day long, but I choose to be single because out of all you niggas that slide in my DMs, like, you're not worth me even giving you time. I have standards. Women have standards. So if we have standards, we're not going to just, even if we want to be with someone, we're not going to lower our standards just because I want to be with somebody. No, I'm going to wait, or I'm going to assess. And if I feel like after my assessment, you ain't meet the criteria, then you have a nice day. Moving on.
She posted tennis shoes last week.
Chose.
She was with somebody.
Mind your business. We can still be getting chose.
She was with somebody, y'all. I mean, come on. All that to say she's dealing with somebody who probably jumped in her deep end. You bullshit.
Do we smell cap? Do we smell?
You got chose.
You got chose.
I assess the situation. So this is the assessment process. So if I'm assessing the situation,
niggas hate facts.
Niggas hate facts.
What kind of shoes was it though?
I think they had matching shoes too.
Oh, they had
matching joints?
Mind your business. It's not about me.
Yeah, no, but you talking like it is though.
Anyway,
matching shoes is toxic.
I'm making it relatable. But as I speak for my fellow women who are single, there are a lot of women out here that are single because we just tired of putting up with y'all bullshit.
Hold on, man. Why can't it be y'all bullshit? Yeah, y'all.
Maybe we got some soul searching to do it for ourselves. Maybe we want to manifest a certain man, or maybe we want to get ourselves together. Maybe we want to work on ourselves. I am single personally. I will speak for myself. I am single because my focus is on my child. That's it. That's all. I don't have time to be raising nobody else grown-ass child, grown-ass son, because I have my own son to raise. Therefore, I will remain single until I feel like I have that down pat. Right now, I don't have the energy to invest in anyone else. When we talk about relationships, when we talk about partnerships, there is a certain obligation that you have as a woman and a nurturer to a man. It's just innate. And then it's also taught. We are taught to be nurturers. So if I got to nurture you, I got to go to work, I got to come home, I got to take care of my child and nurture my child and keep this human being alive, then I don't have time for all that. Somebody gonna lack somewhere.
Is that
hold on.
Is that a part of submission?
No, it's part of partnership.
No, I'm saying
hold on.
The nurture part. You say y'all taught to nurture and take care. That's like a part of submission.
It's
right?
not submission. Submission has to do with superiority. You're doing your part. It's a part of partnership. Because when you get married, if you really think about it, when you get married to someone, you're not supposed to get married for you. You're supposed to get married for the other person. I'm getting married to you because I want to see you happy. I'm doing this because I want to make you, come on, Jamel, because I want to make you happy. We are in this together. And I'm going to do certain things that I don't necessarily want to do, but I'm going to do it because it makes you happy. That's not submission. That's about a partnership.
Is that fair?
I'm not getting married to make somebody else happy. I mean, I am, but
that fair?
Like, I better be happy too if we get
married. That's why you get married.
You should gain happiness out of seeing another person happy. I get happiness out of seeing my son happy.
That's like the
not
people.
Submission. That is just like, if I do something for you, if I go out of my way, you did, okay, we'll take me and you, for example, Doug. You went out of your way to do something for me because you knew that it would make me happy. It ain't make you sad. You got
damn sure ain't give a damn.
Because you wanted to make me happy. And you
smiled all the way out the Cheesecake Factory.
Hello?
This is gonna work.
I was already
This
out.
is gonna work.
I'm joking.
Okay.
But nah. But damn, I had a point I wanted to say.
Come on, point.
I forgot, man. Y'all.
You already up one, Kyle. You up one.
I know, Mike. Take that and go home.
Y'all
take that and go home.
Please, ain't no time.
Let me get my ball. I'm going home. But nah, it was something I was gonna say. Yeah, you said something in there. Okay, no. Okay, you were saying something about you marry someone to see them happy because you want to make them happy and shit. You do shit that you don't want to do to make them happy. You know? Is that really fair?
Yeah.
No.
Because
how is that fair?
It's a give and take. It's a reciprocal thing. If you are in a situation where a person isn't fulfilling you, then that's not where you need to be. Because again, it's a partnership. It's a give and a take relationship. It is a partnership. I don't know why y'all don't understand.
But hold on. I don't think you should ask someone to do something they don't want to do.
What do you mean?
You're not asking them, Kyle. You
What
just
you mean?
do it out of the kindness of your heart, man.
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah, a lot of people.
But you're saying that they didn't want to do
it by a certain time.
But they're saying they don't. But they're saying they don't want to do it.
Okay, let me give you an example.
Give a different wording or something.
We're going to stick there. I'm standing 2 toes in that.
Bring it.
It's 10 of them, but go ahead.
It is 10, but I'm saying 2 right now because I still got you for another look.
Go for it. All right, go ahead.
So we're going to stand right here, right? So here's my thing. I mean, I'm going to double down on this. Here's my thing. If I don't like going to the movies, I don't like going to the movies. But that's something that you're interested in doing, and that's something that you like to do. If you want to go to the movies, we're going to go to the movies. Why? Because that's what makes you happy. It's not going to kill me to compromise. And see, that's the thing when we talk about relationships and marriages and why they do not succeed and why they don't last, because people do not want to compromise. It's not about you all the time. It's not about what I don't like and what I do. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me 2 minutes uninterrupted. This is my thing. When you are in a relationship or you in a partnership, just to you should both. It should be an equal thing. You're saying it's not fair because you are doing something that you necessarily don't want to do. But what if she's doing something for you that she doesn't necessarily want to do? It's never fair. You might not want to go to the in-laws' house.
I ain't going.
That's definitely that nigga.
You know, it's just things that you may have to do that you don't want to do. When you at your job, it may be something that you don't want to do, but you still do it. It should be the same thing.
That's for your livelihood. See, it's not the same thing.
Right, but
not the same
thing. Job, but in the wise words of Tony, fuck a job. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, yeah. No, I get what you're saying, but look, I'm in the grouping of, and it goes both ways. If you don't want to do something, you ain't got to do it. It could be something simple as I come home from work and you ain't trying to cook something. That's cool. I don't trying to force nobody to do something, nothing that they don't want to do. I don't want to be forced to do shit that I don't want to do.
But if you come home and she made your favorite meal, you job Sice.
Bet. Good looking. Ain't Sice. Good looking. Good look. I can easily walk back out and order something.
Came home and she had some crab legs waiting for you. What you doing?
Bullshit. But I wouldn't look down on her if she didn't. That's my point.
Y'all talking about some minor shit. Y'all talking about dinner. She started off
that's
with
real.
We were talking about marriage. Like some motherfuckers don't want to get married, but she was talking about, doing it to make the other person happy. But it should be, seeing her happy should make you happy. And I mean, that's true, but like marriage is a big ass step.
Business.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
you're gonna be nervous and shit.
It's a financial contract, Travonne.
Like we had this, what was that?
It ain't easy.
It was episode like 3 or 4.
Don't compromise. It's not gonna be easy.
Yeah, it definitely ain't.
Yeah, I agree.
Y'all don't make it easy. Wish y'all would make it easy.
Now it's the women. The women don't make it easy, but you are walking apart, huh? I'm sure we can ask your ex-wife and she can just tell us you are walking apart.
I bet you she would too. She'd be like, yeah, that is the most relaxed, chill nigga ever. Maybe I'm too chill. Maybe that's the problem.
Too nonchalant.
Like just like what we said.
You
said something about going to the in-laws' house. I don't want to go. I ain't going. You ain't got to come when I go to mine. I understand. Totally. Maybe that's looked upon. That's like, I don't know, man.
That shouldn't be an argument though, because I don't know.
No, some people will. Some people will be like, why don't you want to go? It's my family. Exactly.
Yeah.
She said exactly.
It's yours. Go see them. Go see them. Tell them I said what's up.
If you don't want to compromise, if you don't want to be put in a position where you are expected to kind of compromise and do some things that you don't necessarily want to do, then you shouldn't even get married.
Sometimes I understand doing it. Sometimes, not all the time. No.
Nobody said all.
I'm not going like you use the movies for an example. I'm not going to the movies all the time.
Well, hey, niggas, if you out there, I don't like going to the movies, but if you want to go to a movie, go see a little movie. I'm okay with that.
No, you're not, because you don't want to go.
She trying to go to the movie.
Take my $35.
You may not like the movies, but you might like the nachos and cheese or the popcorn.
Yeah, I definitely.
Hey, as long as that's all that matters. That's what matters to me. If you want to go to the movies, as long as I'm with you, I'm cool.
Keep shooting, Travonne. What you got?
Make a good woman, Travonne.
Aw.
Travonne crazy as hell. Look
Not
at
in my
that. You
DM.
can tell.
Oh yeah, she crazy than a motherfucker.
Travonne crazy than a motherfucker, dog. She cool as shit, but I'm pretty sure dealing with her, nigga, those battles, nigga. Good Lord. You a feisty one. I know you are.
She probably
smart mouth.
She got her
feisty. She need to change her Instagram name to I am feisty.
Right.
Excuse me? Am I difficult to deal with?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You be going in people's glove box unannounced.
Hey, she went in
can't even have privacy in the glove box.
Yeah.
Damn.
They have some gas sacks. Get out of here.
What else, man? What else y'all got before
what
we
else, Travonne? Go for it.
Because
I don't know if we look at. Let me see. Look, let me pull out my notes because I got my notes.
Like a volume 3. God damn.
Okay, well, Kyle, do you want to stay on it? You didn't give me my uninterrupted 2 minutes. I would like to reclaim my time, but if you want to, yes, Jamel, is there something?
You got 1 minute for Kyle.
Oh, okay. We can stay here if you want to, or I can go to Jamel and then we can come back to you because that's where I was going to go first.
Gotta do something because we got like 5 minutes.
Go
5 minutes. Oh, yeah. I definitely need another episode.
It's smelling like a volume 3 down the line somewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
I think she sucked us into the political shit earlier.
And Doug said we wasn't gonna get one out of it.
Yeah, this looking like a 5-part series and shit.
Looking like we got a 4th fucking member at this point.
Nigga, what?
A minute.
No bullshit. We
can't do a show without her.
Man, what? Niggas be like,
let me just go here with it, and then I can kind of back and forth. So I just really feel like a lot of times that you guys don't hold your counterparts, or we'll just say friends, because you all consider yourselves to be friends, correct?
Hear that a lot. Yeah. I think we're more than crabs than friends, though.
Yeah, crab ass friends.
What does that mean?
Like we don't fuck.
Go ahead. Yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, we're friends. We're pod bros. We're pod bros.
Yeah.
I just feel like you guys don't hold each other accountable, and then that's the thing where we go back to the whole toxic situation and the whole toxicity. Y'all have to hold each other accountable when it comes to certain things like that, because I know Jamel specifically said in the last podcast about Doug, he said he's just 95% toxic. You can go back and you can, review that. It was about timestamp 45 minutes.
He's a great friend
but,
though.
I'm sorry.
You said that
He's
shit
a great
like
friend to me though.
He's a great friend to you, but even when you see the toxic shit that he does,
it's none of my business.
Would you say that you promote that? Would you say that you don't promote it?
I tell him.
Oh, I don't do anything toxic.
Okay.
This is y'all talking about the
Okay, so you say that you don't promote it. Okay, well, let me ask you this. You do remember the situation that happened between Doug and I, right?
No.
Yes or no?
What's situation?
I plead the fifth.
No, we not playing.
Go ahead.
You remember, right?
Yeah.
So would you say that was something that was okay? Do you agree with it? Was it right? And this is your opinion. You might feel like it's okay. And this is not a situation where you can say it wasn't me. I really don't have an opinion. I'm asking you, do you feel like what he did was okay and it was right?
I believe it was okay because he was single.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know his intentions at the time. I didn't know his intentions at the time. You know, I didn't know if y'all was trying to be a couple or not.
Let's be real. It wasn't right, technically, per se. It wasn't right, yeah. But the other thing is what Mel said. He was single. You know what I'm saying? What he messed up is buying fucking cheesecake and Moet for you and making you think you was the only one.
That was the toxic part. Yeah, that was the fucked up part.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He should have just kept texting the drawers off.
And even though we were not in a relationship, he did admit at the time it was working and progressing towards a relationship. You saw us together often, right or wrong.
Yeah, that's the 5%. He was.
So that's the 5. So you say he's 95% toxic. So if you feel like your friend is 95% toxic, like, why don't you make him accountable for it? Like, why do you feel like you just like, oh, okay, you 95% toxic, and then that's just okay?
I believe if you're single,
girlfriend.
If you're single, you can do what you like. That's the way I feel.
But it's a manly thing to do, man. That's end of story.
Because we can transfer that to the women too. Because all y'all got that hoe friend.
We're not transferring. I'm sticking here. We can do that. No. See, that's the problem. Let me make my point.
And y'all don't hold y'all whole friend accountable. So
I'm reclaiming my time. Let me make my point, and then this is why I wanted y'all individually. So we're not gonna take it and run somewhere else with it. We're gonna stick here. So again, I will re-ask my question. Jamel, you have sisters?
He's the only child.
Okay, but you have a female best friend, right?
Hell no.
And so knowing what happened between he and I, and knowing that you feel like he's 95% toxic, would you approve or would you want him to date your female friend?
Of course. Well, I'm always on the side of a guy, honestly.
Man, his female friend got hit one of the crabs. Hey, bro, out of here.
So you are always on the side of the guy. Okay, so thank you. That's all I needed to hear. You are always on the side of the guy. And I hear that a lot because I heard Doug say that too last episode. I'm always on the side of the guy. So that's the problem.
I was always on the side of the baby daddy.
Excuse me? Oh, we can get into that too. Let's get into that.
We ain't got time.
Episode 3, volume 3.
Yeah, we gotta bring it back.
Hey, look. Next episode, unless the earth fucking breaks in half, we going right into it. No current events. No, nothing off the break. We're going to jump right into the toxic.
The other person was more toxic, Travonne. That's all I got to say.
The other person? What you talking about?
Oh, never mind.
He's talking about you. He's talking about you, man.
The other person was more toxic in that situation?
Yeah, you.
Meaning the girl.
Oh, you talking about the girl or the other one? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I will admit that, but he played a part in that too. And I wasn't in a situationship with her. I was in a situationship with him. So she didn't really owe me as much as I felt like he owed me.
Oh, okay.
It's not all the time that you can hit two best friends.
We were not best friends. Hold on.
Oh, all right. I thought y'all was best friends.
No.
All right, well, Doug, you're a bad guy, Doug. I thought it was some shit you just couldn't turn down.
He's a bad guy, man.
You're a bad guy.
I didn't know it was a situationship. He's a bad guy, man.
I didn't know that. I thought they were best friends. So you can't turn that down.
Niggas fuck up, man. People make mistakes. That's why pencils come to be racist. You know what I'm saying?
Bingo.
I saw that on a middle school banner, and I've been using that ever since.
Kettering Middle, man. Shout out, man.
But yeah, we're gonna wrap this shit up again.
Volume 3 coming soon.
Yeah, we will have to make it a 3-part. You know what I'm saying? But we like to thank Travonne for coming back on and talking her shit.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is episode 12.
Have a drink or two next time. We're gonna shoot this shit on Friday, man. So
yeah, we're gonna do it up next time. But episode 12, volume 2, Toxicity. It's a wrap. We're gonna fuck with y'all next week.
We out.
Out.